Travel consideration provided by
Is Olay better than your clean beauty? Olay has 99% pure niacinamide. It's derm tested, and now it's cleanest formula with hydration that beats the $400 cream. Tried, tested, never bested. Shop at Olay.com.
Before we go, guys, I had such a great time on the set of Snake Eyes with Henry Golding. It was freezing, but he was so charming, even when he couldn't nail it.
Happening now.
The San Antonio police investigating the possible abduction of this little boy, 2-year-old Caden Matthew Stutzman. He was later found in Live Oak, but that's not where this story ends. The latest on this evolving situation coming up.
Things are drying out at the Lucky Estates mobile home park here on the southwest side, where some residents were forced to evacuate their homes yesterday.
Well, here in San Antonio, we have a couple more days of scattered downpours, but major flooding is happening on the coast. I'll have more coming up. The news at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, we're going to start with that Amber Alert for the missing 2-year-old. It has been called off. And as it turns out, SAPD says the child was not missing after all.
Yeah, instead they tell us the alert was issued after the child's mother was stabbed early this morning. Her son nowhere to be found. Our Jonathan Cotto is covering this case. He joined us live with this evolving story. What are police telling us right now, Jonathan?
That's right, Steve. Police are searching for the suspect after a woman was stabbed multiple times inside her apartment. Police tell us the woman is claiming not to know the man responsible of her attack. It all took place at the Distinction Apartments located on 11,700 block of Parliament near Patricia Street and West Avenue. Police responding around 5 o'clock this morning on reports of a stabbing. Police say the woman was stabbed 5 times in the abdomen but couldn't identify the suspect. Police tell us they learned the victim had a small child but were unable to determine his whereabouts. An Amber Alert activated, police attempting to locate 2-year-old Caden Matthew Stutzman. Police say it does not appear that the child was abducted. They tell us Stutzman was in care of family members. Now, police say the investigation into the stabbing is ongoing. The victim was transported to University Hospital in serious condition. Now, the identity of both the victim and the suspect have not been released, but we'll continue to follow this case closely and update you as more information is made available. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Now we turn to the flooding. Residents who fled rising waters at a southwest side mobile home park yesterday are back safe and dry today.
Most of them, though, had to make a quick getaway. Garrett Berger caught up with some of them to see how they fared.
Wanda Boyette was expecting an Amazon delivery yesterday, not a flood.
I checked for my package and saw that it was here. I was like, I opened the door and it was shocking.
Water from the nearby Leon Creek crept into the Lucky Acres mobile home park off of New Laredo Highway, making the park closer to a pond as neighbors became wise to the danger.
I just was in the house and I heard somebody honking a lot, and I came outside and he just said, get out, get out.
As some residents evacuated, Boyette stayed.
Evacuated us. I have 3 pets. I wasn't going anywhere without my animals.
But fortunately, the water never entered her trailer, nor that of the others with whom we spoke.
Well, at the time when I came out, the water was at least about right here. And apparently it went up some.
That doesn't mean it wasn't frightening. Water is Adrian Answalda's biggest fear. He can't swim, and he nearly drowned as a child. And he worried what would happen if he had to save one of his granddaughters from the flooding. The girls, though, were worried about another family member, their pet lizard.
And his name is Charmander, so they were yelling, Charmander, Charmander, so they brought him with them too.
Safely evacuated, now safely returned. Farther up Leon Creek, though, not everybody was so lucky. We're in the northwest side neighborhood of Dhaka View. That's the street here. Houses here did get flooded like this one behind me. You can see some of the trash being brought out. We'll tell you the tale of one of such resident farther up the street coming up at 6. Live in the northwest side, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. Another area near Leon Creek hit hard yesterday over by Highway 90. This is where a multi-million-dollar SAWS project was affected. SAWS tells us the W6 project, which hasn't even started, will eventually replace existing 54-inch sewer mains with approximately 5 miles of 104-inch sewer pipe. After yesterday's damage, the project is being delayed, but it was more than just the project here that was impacted. Remember this video from yesterday, the geyser that shoots up? At least one homeowner, Kim Brown, says she hasn't been able to get home, which is unusual for her area.
No, usually it's not like this. So we can leave, come back, and the water's down. And come fix it, please.
Now, a reminder, if you come across a flooded roadway, don't try to cross. Instead, turn around.
And that is the message that folks in Rockport and that area are getting right now. A lot of flooding in Rockport taking place as we speak. This video taken there where they're dealing with high waters. It was shared on Twitter by Rochelle Turner, who is a reporter at our sister station, KPRC.
And obviously a lot of people in San Antonio watching to see what's happening at the coast. The rain may be over here. It is certainly not over for places like Rockport and Port Aransas, Sarah.
It's a really serious situation, right, Sarah?
That's exactly right. Some of those areas near Rockport have seen a radar estimated 13 inches of rain in the past 48 hours. And as you know, that area just can't take on that much rain. So coming up in the forecast, we'll be talking about that situation across the coast. Earlier, we were talking about Leon Creek and the flooding that occurred there. Well, all of that is draining into the San Antonio River. And so we still do have a flood warning for the San Antonio River until tomorrow. The good news is the river near Elmendorf is starting to recede. However, further downstream near Floresville, it's expected to crest tomorrow at a moderate flood stage. So if you are near the San Antonio River near Floresville, try to stay away from the river as much as possible, as it is expected to flood, all of that water rushing down. Now, we still do have some areas of rain out there, but nothing that would cause a concern for some flooding. There's some moderate rain starting to move into Guadalupe County and Gonzales County at the moment. Here's the flash flood situation right now near Rockport. You can see that band of heavy rain pushing near Corpus Christi and near Rockport. Again, that is the area that is going to be under the gun for more rain, including some of our coastal counties. Now, out there right now, temperatures are fairly nice for July because of the cloud cover. 88 in Lake East, 75 in Rock Springs, half an inch of rain today in Bulverde, and 84 in Windcrest. So we really shouldn't have that many issues on the road due to water like what we saw yesterday. But Samuel is here right now with a look on how things are going and an update on that situation at Highway 90 and Leon Creek that we saw all that water there. Samuel, how's it looking?
It looks a lot better than it did even at this time yesterday, Sarah. We're actually seeing some vehicles there moving at least on the eastbound frontage road there. TxDOT's still not sure when the westbound lanes will open, and as you can see, Highway 90 itself remains open to traffic. Now, this is video from Sky 12 showing the floodwaters, actually ground video here. And now that those waters have receded, here's a look at some of the damage that's left behind. TxDOT says it's still assessing that situation. Look at that. And is advising drivers to be careful with more rain in the forecast.
With any rain event, we always ask the traveling public to, safety needs to be everyone's number one priority. And flash flooding is the leading cause of weather-related deaths in Texas.
Nearby, this is also a situation on Penn Road. City of San Antonio says it is working to gather information about the impact of flooding in the area. It reminds people to report issues like faulty signal lights and debris in creeks to 311, and also in the future look out for potholes. We'll have more on this situation coming up at 6 o'clock. But some quick things here to tell you about here in the area. This is Leon Creek. You can see the flooding again. The westbound lanes closed. I do want to tell you about a new situation here on 35 northbound at Olympia Parkway, closed because of bridge work. We'll have more on that coming up at 6.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Lending a hand to those in need. That's what a local restaurant and bar is doing after another restaurant in town was destroyed in a flood. Well, Comfort Cafe, San Antonio, forced to close. It, too, was overtaken by rushing waters from nearby Zarzamora Creek. The owner estimates about $500,000 in damage. But after hearing about that loss, the owner of Smoke Barbecue and Sky Bar tells us that they know that this was their chance to step up. So tonight, 100% of all door ticket sales to the Kevin Fowler concert are going to go straight to the Comfort Cafe.
We just thought that this was a good way to give back. Our brand has had tremendous growth, and along with growth comes gratitude. And this is us giving back to San Antonio.
Martinez and the folks at Smoke say that there's still plenty of spots available. Tickets are $20. You can find more information on Smoke's Barbecue Facebook page.
And now to Tropical Storm Elsa. The state of Georgia now preparing after Elsa made landfall in Florida early this morning. Flooding, downed trees, power outages, all a threat. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the story.
Elsa lashing Florida. The system making landfall, whipping the state with heavy winds and dumping torrential rains.
I'm trying to protect the house from getting flooded.
The storm coming in early hurricane season. Florida's Gulf Coast has not seen a hurricane make landfall in July in 134 years. Elsa bringing up to 5 feet of storm surge as it scrapes the beaches near Tampa.
Why this is a big deal, you have so many buildings, such a huge population, low lying. You've had sea level rise of late. The boulevard that we're standing along floods regularly, even in a bad thunderstorm. So we do anticipate that will be covered in water in parts of Tampa.
The system unleashing violent winds in Cedar Key. Tourists there riding out the storm.
About 4 hours ago, when it was pretty gone, it was much stronger. It was raining about gone in about 7:30, and it really peaked.
The wet ground coupled with the sustained wind gusts bringing down trees. This car crushed. The driver thankfully not inside. Large waves crashing over the jetty in Clearwater Beach. Florida under a state of emergency. The Florida National Guard on standby. And the U.S. Coast Guard says it rescued 15 people after a cargo ship spotted the group in the water. Still, that desperate rescue effort continues. This as Elsa tracks towards the East Coast, bringing that heavy wind and rain and a risk for tornadoes. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We now know the name of a man shot and killed outside a Northside nail salon on Monday. He's been identified as Ryan Vo. San Antonio police say an argument between Vo and the suspect, 42-year-old KSAT Nguyen, spilled into the parking lot of a nail salon on Blanco Road near Parliament and ended in gunfire. Nguyen was later arrested near Loop 410 in Blanco. He faces a charge of murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It is a trial that's been almost 5 years in the making. The trial of Otis McCain is set to start this Monday.
McCain accused of shooting and killing San Antonio Police Detective Benjamin Marconi. Tomorrow, KSAT 12's Eric Hernandez is going to break down the events leading up to this trial and sit down with a legal analyst to discuss what could happen when the trial begins.
That's tomorrow at 7 o'clock. You can watch on KSAT.com and on the KSAT TV streaming app. It's available anyway you stream.
A new ruling on the 2017 church shooting in Sutherland Springs. A federal judge now ruling that the Air Force is mostly to blame for that tragedy, which left 26 people dead. Judge Javier Rodriguez says the Air Force 60% at fault because it failed to enter the suspect Devin Kelly's 2012 court-martial information into an FBI database. His criminal history could have prevented him from legally purchasing the firearms that he used in that shooting. A trial will now be held to determine what damages would go to the victims' families. You can read the entire opinion right now on our website, KSAT.com, and we'll be right back.
A little green goes a long way. At least that's what scientists say about the power of plants and your mental health. Spending just 20 to 30 minutes a day in a green space said to boost your mood. Now more and more online shops sprouting up, delivering plants to your doorstep. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz checks them out.
I think it was just a combination of the pandemic and then wanting to fill my new house with I guess things that are pretty.
Jody Pipcorn has a budding interest in houseplants.
I like to see the plants and I like to see the condition and choose the one that I think is the healthiest. So I've been a little nervous about ordering online.
Plants in their prime, potted and ready to go.
Consumer Reports checked out several online retailers that ship houseplants, from biggies like the Home Depot and Amazon to curated collections from The Sill and Bloomscape, plus flower delivery services Books and Urban Stems.
So what we're really looking for here is what you're getting and
if it's worth what you're paying for.
Bloomscape and the Sills plants include care pamphlets and online help. Both offer trendy pots, too. This ZZ in a 6-inch pot from the Sill costs about $63. That's before tax and shipping. The same plant from Amazon costs $30 to $50, and depending on the seller, might include free shipping. For gift giving, Books and Urban Stems offer guaranteed delivery dates and often next day, but it will cost you and selection is limited. This ZZ plant from Urban Stems is about $80.
If you're looking for a more affordable option, consider swapping plants with friends or even join a Buy Nothing group on Facebook.
And just going to a nearby nursery can save you some green. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And we're going to be seeing a lot of green probably from all the rain that we have. We normally start browning up in July.
I know. And when is it often that we see at 5:16 p.m. it's 83 degrees outside in July?
Beautiful. That's the unusual with the rain. That's the unusual thing about this week, the temperatures.
Absolutely. And our high temperature today is just going to be in the 80s. And tomorrow, too. In fact, we are continuing to see a chance for rain through parts of the weekend for us. We will have to monitor for a couple of isolated pockets of heavy rain and minor flooding issues here and there. But I think what we saw yesterday as far as major flooding, I think we're in the clear from that. But we'll keep tabs on things. For now, though, take a look at what's going to happen tonight. Just a 30% chance for a few pop-up showers, maybe a rumble of thunder around 8. And then in the evening hours, it'll just be muggy and in the 70s. Not too bad. But it's a different story across parts of the Gulf Coast right now, mainly areas near Port Aransas, Rockport, Fulton area. You can see very clearly we've got a stream of heavy rain approaching the coast after additional heavy rain that we saw earlier. Now, this is a no-name low pressure system, all right? It does not have a name, but it's produced more rain in parts of Rockport and the Fulton area than Tropical Storm Elsa has produced for Florida. So it's really impressive to see these intense rainfall amounts. 4 inches of rain in the past 48 hours has fallen in B County, 3 inches near Victoria, but the flash flood warning is ongoing for Aransas and Refugio counties because look at these rainfall totals over the past 48 hours. More than a foot in some spots, and also near Rockport, about 9 inches of radar estimated rainfall. They're experiencing some major flooding out there, and with that low pressure system spinning, an additional 5 to 7 inches of rain is possible for some of those coastal communities. Now, through the weekend here in San Antonio, we could see an additional 1/2 to 1 inch in pockets with less than 1/4 for areas up near Junction in northern Valverde County, because there's a lot of rain expected for the coast. In some of our counties like Karnes County, DeWitt County, Lavaca County, we do have a flash flood watch in effect through Friday morning. In these spots, an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain is possible with pockets of 4 to 6. We'll keep an eye on our coastal communities. Again, here's a look at the radar. You can see very clearly the heavy rain near Rockport and Port Aransas, but locally we've just got some of these light rain showers, moderate rain showers spinning almost like bands of tropical moisture, right? We've also got some light to moderate rain moving into southern Guadalupe County, close to I-10. Again, just some light to moderate rain. It's not going to cause any issues with flooding. We've also got some moving through Gonzales County, pretty much right along Highway 87 toward the Nixon-Smiley area. An isolated shower moved through downtown and is working its way through Mitchell Lake. And we've got some moderate rain moving through the hill country and just to the west of Uvalde. Now, as we look at the big picture here, this low pressure system is going to really hang on and just kind of meander to the west over the next couple of days. So we're going to have another day with scattered rain tomorrow, mainly in the afternoon here in San Antonio. And then on Friday, I think coverage could be a little bit greater, about a 50% chance for scattered showers and storms. Eventually, by the weekend, this low is going to dissipate, and we're still going to have a chance for rain over the weekend. It'll just be more isolated in nature. All right, for tomorrow, waking up 73 degrees. We won't really see the scattered showers and storms until the afternoon. 85 degrees for the high. East-northeast winds tomorrow, breezy at 10 to 20. And looking ahead to the rest of the week, again, greater coverage slightly on Friday of scattered showers and storms. We'll be monitoring for pockets of heavy rain. Isolated rain over the weekend. Our temperatures bump back up to 92, but that's still seasonable, not oppressively hot
That's actually
outside.
comfortable. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Greg Popovich watching the NBA Finals from Las Vegas, and it's not because he has money on the game.
That is true. He has a team on the line. We're talking about Team USA preparing for the Olympics, which, by the way, just a little over 2 weeks away in Tokyo. When we come back, what does Pop have to say about preparing the NBA's best for this trek? And the Suns take Game 1 of the NBA Finals coming up. San Antonio Spurs head coach Greg Popovich has opened workouts for Team USA in Las Vegas in preparation for the Tokyo Olympics. Tip-off later this month. Some of the biggest names in basketball are on the court with Pop, including the Nets star Kevin Garnett. This is the first time Pop has been the head coach of Team USA Olympic team, serving as an assistant before on the 2004 Olympic team that won a bronze medal. In order to win a gold medal in Tokyo, what was Pop's message to the team on the first week of workouts? How these great stars can come together for the ultimate goal.
One way, I hope to do that is to make sure everyone understands the competition. Having a healthy respect for the wonderful European teams is important because there are a lot of very good teams and they get better every year. They've been playing together for many years, as we all know. They execute really well. And the first step is that respect for the opponent.
All right, Team USA's first opponent will be France on July 25th, 7 a.m. San Antonio time. The NBA Finals have tipped off with the Phoenix Suns taking Game 1 of the best-of-7 series against the Milwaukee Bucks to see who takes home the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Giannis Antetokounmpo was upgraded from doubtful to questionable after missing the last 2 games of the Eastern Conference Finals with a hyperextended left knee, but got the all-clear call to go before tip-off, and he came out strong, watching power pass DeAndre Ayton for the jam. Now in the second quarter, look at the Greek Freak chase down this block to keep the Bucks within 8 at halftime. Giannis would finish with 20 points and 17 rebounds in his first game back. Chris Paul waited 16 years to get to this point in his career, and he was a man on a mission, especially in the third quarter when he scored 16 of his 32 points in the period, including 3 3-pointers and 6 of 7 from the field to go along with his 9 assists. Nothing short of remarkable. And one of those assists went to Devin Booker, who hits a 3 to finish with 27 after the Bucks had cut that lead down to 7 midway through the fourth quarter in the 118-105 victory. For Chris Paul, who has never been to the finals before, it's all about preparation meeting opportunity.
We play a lot of basketball, so we sort of know. I was watching them soccer games today, which was crazy. I watched that hockey game last night, and I'm watching that like, damn, how do you know to pass it there? And, and they probably think the same thing with us, but we do this so often, and we've seen just about every coverage you could possibly see.
Isn't that interesting? Is watching hockey to get ready for the NBA Finals. They continue tomorrow with Game 2 in Phoenix at 8 p.m.
Hockey and soccer.
And soccer.
Because we do have a soccer fan that's in the room.
Sorry, I brought that up.
Cheered on England today,
yes.
So I don't want him to get all upset.
We'll be right back.
Locally scattered showers and storms tomorrow in the afternoon, and again, a little bit extra coverage on Friday. We'll be monitoring for pockets of heavy rain during that time. More isolated over the weekend, and temperatures return back into the 90s early next week.
Thanks for watching the News at 5.
World News up next. See you back here at 6.